What is up, guys? My name is Seth and I made over $149,000 dropshipping in only 3 months as a complete beginner.
That's right.
A complete beginner. You know, I'm no
There's a part
dropshipping
about
guru, no
women
business
with also
expert.
controlling the what? The flow. Flow of what? The cash flow.
I'm just your typical average Joe chilling in New Zealand who actually managed to find some success. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I did and my experience with complete transparency.
And I will get wet.
So, let's go. So with a whole lot of excuses and procrastination, I actually ended up wasting the first 7 months of 2023 doing nothing, and at this time I was really disappointed in myself and knew I had to change. I saw these teenagers on TikTok and YouTube gurus just making bags with dropshipping, and I thought if they can do it, surely I can too. So as August 2023 came around, for the next 5 months it was time to lock in and actually do something with my life. So I started off first educating myself on the topic, and as I was researching about some products to sell, I stumbled across a podcast of a dude being interviewed who talked about how he did really well in Q4 selling Halloween masks. So naturally I'm like, okay, bet, Halloween coming up, let me jump on the train. I ended up finding some really cool products on AliExpress, and as I kept clicking on different products on the recommended products below, I found one that caught my eye which I believed was worth testing. I then built a website on Shopify in 1 week and uploaded the products to my store that I wanted to test. My cost was around $33, and at the time I was selling it for $63 with $22 shipping, so $85 overall with a profit margin of around 61.2%. I then edited and launched some Facebook ads, but was insanely unprofitable for the first 2 days, not making any sales, but for some reason I decided to leave it on because at that time I thought Facebook had to play with your money a little bit to see results. So I left it on, and after 3 days with $254 in ad spend, I finally got my first sale, which net negative $202. But despite that loss, I did get my first sale, and I still remember sitting at work when my phone lit up. I saw the Shopify notification and just started beaming, and I did not even care about the loss because at that point, I realized that there was actually potential and hope that I could do this. I continued running ads despite that loss because I really wanted to experience the same euphoria you get after your first initial sales, but unfortunately for the rest of August, we finished with a total loss of negative $597. So after losing that money, I went back to the drawing board and had to take a look at every stage of my funnel, and I realized everything was pretty trashed from my product page to my offer to my website, and I knew I had to make some changes. 1, I had to find a way to lower my COGS that was way too high. 2, I had to get better CPAs with better ads, and 3, increase my AOV with upsells and bundles. So I started lowering my price points bit by bit because $85 is actually pretty expensive for my product that I was selling, which I thought was the main reason people weren't buying. Eventually I was selling it at $57 and offering free shipping because I just wanted to validate if this product would actually sell. Surprisingly, no one actually bought, so I just turned off my ads. So at the time, I was in the dilemma of having to make a new store and start again looking for a different product because it turns out that the price point being too high was actually not the biggest reason why no one was buying the product. The product was just not that good in itself. But as I was contemplating to move on to the next store, I realized that the product I had made the first sale with was actually in a really broad niche. But in that niche, there were a lot of subgroups that I knew I could target with more specific ads and specific products based on their interests. Example, say fitness is a really big niche, but the subgroups within that niche could be weightlifting, cardio, or nutrition. So I ended up testing a similar product but in a different subgroup, which the first and second time had no result, but the third product on the next subgroup actually managed to hit. And on September 10, I remember waking up to another sale and I was super happy, ran around the house, jumped for joy, and as I got back to my room, I got another sale. And at that moment, I knew that this product had really big potential and there were a lot of other products that I could sell within this niche.
You're as beautiful as the day I lost you.
From there on, I started to get daily sales from 2 to 5 with a CPA of around 16 to 20, and it was really cool, but my COGS were still so high that I was barely seeing any significant profit. So I raised my price to $67, which actually did not affect the conversion rate drastically. Around that time, it took around $16 to acquire a customer, so assuming this stayed constant, my overall cost to get someone to buy my product in total would be $33 plus 16 equals 49, so my profit was only $18. Lol. I went to Alibaba and posted a quote about my product, and for the next 1 to 2 weeks, I was just messaging heaps of suppliers, trying to find which ones were the best pricing / shipping times. But unfortunately, did not find any because the majority of suppliers I was talking to were doing wholesale, and as a beginner, I did not want to spend that much money upfront right now. So after doing some research, I stumbled upon a guy on YouTube called Jad Kantari who did millions in e-commerce, who has a Discord server called Braille where heaps of sauces dropped as well as access to private supplier. So I joined the server and got in contact with an agent from there who was able to find the best price and lower my COGS to around 18.50. So now I was getting hyped because there was actually room to make some profit, and now it was time to scale. That is, if scaling means spending $80 per day. I got hit with a daily Facebook ad spend limit, and this sucked because days where my CPA was low, of course I wanted to spend as much as I could. I tried messaging the Facebook ads rep who said unfortunately he couldn't do anything about it, and the only thing that I could do was to keep spending consistently, and over time it would increase. So I ended up using my other business manager Facebook account to run the same ads, and with BFCM around the corner, I knew I would be missing out on a lot of money if my ad spend was limited. So I went back to Braille and bought a Facebook business manager account, and to this day it still has not been banned with unlimited ad spend. I was offering free shipping and a buy 2 get 15% off and buy 3 get 20% off offer, which worked very well with the Vitals app. I also found out that using the instant checkout app drastically improved conversion rate. At first I was worried because I thought customers wouldn't add multiple products to their cart because they would be sent straight to checkout, but surprisingly the opposite. I had customers ordering 3 and 4 products and even had one customer that added 9 products to his order. I even tried removing the app the night before to see if there would be a difference, and surprisingly I had 0 sales for the whole duration the app was turned off, when usually I would wake up to around 8 to 12 sales at the time. So I just turned it back on. So now I was getting multiple sales a day, but I knew I was still forgetting something. Email marketing. I knew I should be building up my email list and getting my flow set up, which I should have done way earlier. So I immediately installed Klaviyo and built my abandoned cart and welcome series flow. You know, you don't hear this often, but when you get your first email sale, it feels almost just as good as when you get your first sale. I ended up hiring a dude on Fiverr to set up 6 flows, and now with my backend systems in place, it was finally time to scale. So as I was scaling from hundreds to $1,000 days with 50 plus orders, I got hit with the PayPal holds, and at one point I had over 25,000 in holds, which, not gonna lie, was pretty stressful. I asked PayPal for an increase, but unfortunately was declined and had to wait another whole month. I then asked some people on Braille on how to solve this issue, and apparently PayPal holds happen every single level of the game, and the best thing you can do is to add tracking numbers to every order, and also to just have a good relationship with customers. So I went back and I started adding tracking numbers individually to each order, and over time I realized that you can just get an app that automatically adds tracking number each time an order is fulfilled, which saves so much time. I use this app over here. You can get it, link in bio, no ad. And the next time I asked for an increase after adding PayPal tracking numbers for a month, I was actually approved instantly and managed to get my money rolled back over some time. So in scaling and advertising on Facebook, I was using Nick's strategy. I edited video ads myself, but after testing different types of ads, I found out that my best ads were actually just picture ads with a bit of Photoshop and branding on the image. Also, broad targeting works so much better than interest targeting for me. And at this point it was crazy because I was generating over $3,000 in revenue every single day, which is over 5,000 New Zealand dollars. And from a complete beginner's perspective, this was actually insane because it was my first taste of success and thousands of dollars going in and out of my bank account every single day, and I knew that was actually possible to make a lot of money online. So here's the total amount of sales that we generated from October 1 to December 31st. As you can see, October 1, December 31st, 149,000, not bad. And I'm just gonna reload the page just so you sweaters don't think I'm capping. Okay, nice, 149. And yeah, this was crazy. November 65k and December 64k. And remember when we had August 0 sales, or like was negative? We got October 18k and September 3,000, and August we got 52. So yeah, we definitely scaled really high exponentially, but yeah, that was really cool. So here are my total email sales from October 1 to December 31st. From these graphs, I was basically relying all on my flows, and I should have sent way more campaigns. I probably left a lot of money on the table there. But yeah, this was my emails. So overall, my total profit for my first ever Q4 is 11,668 in USD, with a profit margin of 9.05%. Now I know what you're thinking. Nice 9.05% margin, bro. And yeah, it's not much compared to 149,000, but you know, you can't complain with extra 11k in your bank account. And since I live in New Zealand, extra 20k in mine. I was also able to amass over 4,700 subscribers on my email list that I can market to over and over again. But yeah, guys, that's how I made over $150,000 dropshipping in only 3 months as a complete beginner. And despite the low profit margin, I learned a lot, I failed a lot, made a lot of mistakes and lessons that I can bring into the future. My goal for this channel is to show that anyone can make $1 million if they put their mind to it and put in the work with complete transparency. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys liked the video. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe to follow my journey on my road to $1 million. You know, I'm just a normal dude, and if I'm able to make over $150,000 in revenue in only 3 months as a complete beginner, you can. Literally anyone can. So yeah, subscribe and peace.